Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Today, I'm going to step back and do something nice and simple. So if you're a beginning brewer or someone who's never brewed before, this definitely is a video for you. If you have brewed and some days you just want to take it easy and you still want to try something different, but not have to pull out all the tools, this might be for you too. Don't forget, subscribe, like. Thank you again for sharing and all the great support. I've been reading and seeing lots of stuff about Brewferm. Brewferm, it's an extract brewing company. And I'm big on the all grain. My thing is you can make everything better with all grain. You can also make everything worse with all grain. So sometimes it's nice to see what people are doing. I've seen good feedback on this stuff, and I'm a big Belgian. I like Belgian beers a lot. I like all the different funk and flavors, and they have a lot going on, and I enjoy that. Sometimes a little higher on the ABV, but still really, really nice. This is called Beastly Belge. I have researched it, and basically it's like Belgian amber beer, or the American equivalent would be an American amber. Everything I'm reading on here says basically it's hop or hopped malt extract, barley malt extract, wheat malt extract, hop extract, and herbs. So it's a spiced beer. And then it has a yeast, which I've already pulled that out, and it says Continental, the dry yeast packet. And I looked up Continental. It can mean two things. It can mean T58, which we know what that is. A little spicy yeast, nice. Used it many times. Or it can mean some sort of yeast from continental Europe. So it's a very broad term, the word continental ale. And over here in America, it means pretty much the same thing, something within our continent. So literally, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. We have this. See if I can pull the top off. This is like the hardest problem with these things. They make the top so hard to take off because I don't want anybody else to accidentally knock it off. And basically it says amber colored beer with a noble bitterness and a soft, refreshing flavor. The Special Belge was developed to compete with the fresh Pilsners. Cheers. And it's got a little German flag, or Belgian flag, sorry. Color is very similar, but yeah. It says it's vegan, non-GMO. Pretty much thinking the vegan thing is, yeah. I don't understand why they call things like that. I think it's just marketing. Drop that in there so I don't burn my hand, because I did get the water a little too hot. The other thing we're going to do to keep this simple is I'm just going to use typical spring water, nothing special. It calls for spring water. It calls for the Beastly Belge, it calls for 271 American ounces or 8 liters. And I did find an error in the instructions. This is kind of going out to Brewferm here, and I don't know what a buck rider is, but basically it talks about the hot water and, looking at the back of the recipe thing for the hot water quantities, and then it gets down to the bottom and mentions, add the cold water quantities. Well, when you look at the instructions, which I'll take a photo of this, all it says is water. It doesn't say anything about hot water or cold water, it just says water. So we'll figure out the calculations. Thank God I'm great at math. And it also calls for 500 grams of sugar. It doesn't say what kind of sugar. So I'm using corn sugar. I really don't want to use table sugar, and I know a lot of people brewing with this probably are. Corn sugar is readily available. It's cheap. If you've got a local brew shop and you're just starting, get it. If you're ordering this online, you can order this Amazon or another brew shop online. I will say that shipping can be a little expensive because it is heavy. So we're going to soak this for a little bit. Also, we're going to just use a regular bucket. If you're new to brewing, this type of bucket is super cheap, it's very inexpensive, and it can tolerate much higher temperatures than the glass or the plastic carboys. So we're going to get it in this, get it cooled down, and then we're going to dump it into a carboy. And it's only going to make, I think it's something like 3.17 US gallons. We're also looking to do a Sacred Saison in another upcoming video, and that'll make almost 4 gallons. All of these are designed to go in this brew bucket, and it's basically, they have an entire kit they sell. I wasn't willing to buy the whole kit right now. I just want to check out their extracts, see how they're going. I've got enough equipment. I don't need extra equipment beyond things that I truly need extra of. So let's get brewing. I'm gonna let this soak for a few minutes. Let me go get the water off the stove because of course we're gonna have to rinse that because if anybody's ever dealt with extracts, you know it's really thick and gooey. I've got my favorite metal spoon for that. I already got the can opener scrubbed because we were using it to open some other food, and I'll spray it down with a little star sand and we'll go over that. We've got the scale here so we can measure out the corn sugar. Let's get brewing. It's raining like hell outside, so might as well do something inside. Okay, let's get this started. Pull the camera a little closer, get you a little bit more of a front seat. This is very hot and I can't really set anything but on granite. I don't want to burn anything. All right. Other than my fingers, of course, as usual. So let's get this out of here. God, it smells like a big bag of grain. I will say if you don't like the smell of grain, you probably don't like beer. Try not to cut the very end because if I can twist it off a little bit. There we go. Okay. This is the fun part. I forgot to, how do you say, pre-measure some hot water. So we're gonna need it. These are plastic, but they measure really well on the inside, but they don't tolerate the hot water as much as the Pyrex. So I'll just use it to get it into the Pyrex. A set amount in the Pyrex, and I know how much I'm using. So remember, we can only use so much water. And total water is 271 ounces. So currently, if I'm sitting here at 4 cups, I've got 32 ounces. I should add a little piece of paper so I can write this down, but that's okay. I'm gonna set that on top of the cup, and we're just gonna go ahead and dump this in. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at that. Smells good. Got a smaller spoon here just to get it going. Warm. Might lose an ounce in spilling. Okay, so there's 32 ounces. We'll just set this down actually. Stir. I hate waste. Is hot. Okay, I'm gonna say that is done. Looks great. Still smells good. Saw some paper towels because my fingers are getting sticky. Let's measure out our sugar. And it talks about stirring it all and getting it done, then adding the sugar and the water and mixing that up and putting that in there. I'm just gonna put it all in there and dissolve it. So we need 500 grams of sugar, or as it says, sugar, 17,64, I'm assuming 17.64 ounces, but we'll stick to grams since it seems that all of this is measured in metrics. Okay, there's 300 grams, or 301. Or 0. And let's see if we get 199. Oh, 199, perfect. You're exactly 500 grams. Miracle. So we're at 48 ounces of water. Let's see if we can put another 16 in there. Bring it up to 64. There we go, 64. And time to stir. Okay, it's gonna take a while if we do it this way, so. Another 16. 96. I guess I'm getting good aeration here. Let's see if I can get this closed and move that out of the way. There we go. Front seat. Another 16 ounces. Another. So we're at 128. We're at a full gallon here. Plus the extract, plus the sugar. And I just got splashed in the face. Okay, so if we need 271 ounces and we have 128 in there now, we can simply add a 1 gallon jug of cold water. And that puts us at 128 plus 128 is 256. Everything's nice and aerated. So if we have 256 and we take that away from 271, it's 15 ounces. Yeah, we need 15 more ounces of water and that's it. I'm gonna grab some fresh spring water because I don't want to add any more hot water. Okay, as I said, we added 256 ounces of water between the hot and the cold, which means we need another 15 ounces, 60s, yeah, which would bring us to 271. I'm looking and double checking to make sure I'm not looking at the wrong recipe. That would be bad. That's why I like these plastic ones, even though you can't go wrong with Pyrex. The plastic ones, they don't tolerate the heat, but you can look straight down and see how many ounces. Done. We're 271 ounces. We've made wort, not brewed beer. I know you were thinking, we brewed beer? We made wort. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this into one of my glass carboys. We'll pitch the Continental Ale yeast. We'll put the top on and we'll rock and roll. Okay, very simple. Bring this over. There we go. We all know we're gonna have to pour the last little bit out of here because it's not gonna come out easy. So I'm gonna get my funnel washed and rinsed. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's not very much beer. It's a 6 gallon carboy. I do have 3 gallon, but this is 3.17 US gallons or 12 liters, which is 406 fluid ounces of beer. That's plenty of beer. Continental, it's dry. We could put it in some warm water. I don't think it's gonna have a problem. So, oops. Other than me spilling it on myself, that might be part of the problem. Drop it all in there. It's probably dry yeast. It doesn't have any real odor or smell. Sound like the beer farted. I'm gonna take a hydrometer reading, but I want to do that first. Okay, just gonna take the tilt hydrometer. I already calculated it. Pop this bad boy open. We'll take it in a second to settle, and we'll know what the gravity is. Okay, we're gonna let this sit, let it ferment, see how it goes. According to Brewferm, Brewferm, it should come out around 6%, but it also should be an original gravity of 1.060. I double checked it, it keeps saying 1.064, and then according to their final gravity estimation is 1.010, which actually puts it closer to 7.2 according to Beersmith. So it's not a tiny beer. I mean, most of these kits like this, when you get a extract, it's like 4, maybe, plus or minus. And the more corn sugar you add, the higher it goes. I was very careful with my measurements. Think about this again, yeah. We added 2 gallons, 128, it's 256. We needed 271 of total water added, and we added another 15 ounces. So 500 grams of sugar. I don't see anywhere we made an error. And that looks like about 3 gallons in a 6-gallon carboy. So, woohoo! I don't know what to say. Thanks again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. We'll see how this comes out. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, and thank you again for all the great support. Thank you.